So this will be a quick read. If you are waiting for reading, and I said I would do it tonight, it will be sent to you by tonight. These celebrity readings and things like that don't take a lot of effort for me, so it's different. When I do a personal reading, I have to set aside a chunk of time for it and focus only on that. So it's a little different when I can go through a celebrity reading fast as opposed to a personal reading. So like I said, if you ordered a personal reading, there are 2 people who are due tonight. I am going to send it by the time I said, by 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is within 8 hours from now, just to clarify that. And the 2 people I was sending it tonight were Sarah and Luann. Just in case you hear this, you'll get your readings by 11, as I said. And I appreciate all my subscribers, all my viewers. And if you'd like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com, or you can email me at naomitarot1199@gmail.com. Hi, Kelly. How are you? And let's just start. So we're just going to look in real quick about the Commonwealth comments that Harry and Meghan made. So they were talking about how the British Empire needs to acknowledge what they had done, how they colonized other places, and they need to acknowledge how that affected people historically more. And the Wheel of Fortune talks about a positive news cycle and hope for the future. So this was a good thing that they did this, and it relieves a burden that has been on many people's shoulders for a long time, and it's symbolizing perseverance. So actually it's going to help the royal family a lot more than it's going to hurt them, these comments. I'm just trying to look into this as unbiased as possible. So it's actually going to help rather than hurt. These types of comments are giving people validation that they had wanted for a long time. So there is the Hierophant reversed, so change reversed. This can also mean tradition reversed. So maybe it's like turning tradition upside down, and that this is good luck. Ace of Pentacles talks about good luck. Yes, go forward. It's good. You know, things are crumbling down and a new paradigm is forming. So that's much of what's going on in the world right now. As I predicted before the pandemic even came, if you watch my older videos, I'm going to repost them underneath this one again after I'm done with this. I did predict that things were going to escalate and there was going to be bigger things to come in 2020, coming to a full fruition in 2022 because of the Pluto return. As an astrological event, that means that it's the Pluto return for the United States. And because the United States now replaced the British Empire as the great empire, and I don't mean great as in wonderful, I mean great as in big empire that controls a lot of things. Because it replaced the British Empire in that sense, the Pluto return for the birth date of the United States in 1776, and having our return of Pluto during this time frame causes havoc for the rest of the world as well, not just the United States, because we do affect a lot of countries based on the fact that we are an empire. So I did predict this in that video, talking about the Pluto return for the United States. And so in everybody's lives, whether they're in the limelight like Harry and Meghan, or they're regular people like us, we will be facing major changes for the next 2 years, for sure. So, and what's the lesson of this year? It's to find stability within ourselves, right? Because it's the year of the Emperor, stability. So how are you going to find that stability within yourself amidst the chaos? So they are really shaking things up, and this is a crumbling of one paradigm to another paradigm, as much of the world is. There was something perhaps that the Queen was not happy about regarding this. I don't know if they told her they were going to say this to everybody, and she feels like things are out of balance, and there's some double reversed energy. So it's like comparison. And you're welcome, Cheryl. Thank you for watching. Hi, Pamela and Kelly. I appreciate all of you. You know, I think she felt like, I have a feeling maybe they didn't tell her about it. Like, why did you go forward with this? 8 of Wands reversed, 2 of Swords, feeling like she's trapped between a rock and a hard place. 2 of Wands, she's at a crossroads. This is the Queen's feelings. I have a feeling they didn't discuss this with her, and that might be the upset. Princess of Wands reversed. There's some tension between Meghan and the Queen. The Queen wants to like her because she loves Harry, and I do feel Harry has always kind of been her favorite. She could have more of a grandmotherly relationship with him because he doesn't have the pressures that William has. She really wants to like Meghan. It's not like she dislikes her. I always got more William and Charles being the conflict with her. But she's upset with the saying things and not telling her something like this. But she recognizes what they're doing. She understands what they're trying to do, and she understands the communication and the desire to do that. But she doesn't like the way it was gone about, I guess. So there's that with that. For long term, I feel like there's going to be a bit of a pause on what they do as a family, and they're kind of trying to, Five of Swords, go behind the scenes and regroup and figure out where they go next and how they proceed forward. They're using this time to, take a step back from a lot of the limelight and figure out what direction they go in the next, decade. But I feel like there's some energy of being held back for somebody in this situation. And we have the King of Cups upright, but the Princess of Cups reversed. So maybe Camilla, unsure of how to proceed forward. I feel like that represents her, and she wants to be recognized as, the future queen or consort. But it's like everybody wants to look at Kate and William first, okay? And Strength reversed means not having the confidence to move forward regarding something. King of Pentacles we have in reverse. So there's still some conflict and estrangement with the family, with Harry and everybody else, okay? And it's not that they don't agree with what he's acknowledging. It's like, why do you have to come out and say that? Now you're making the rest of us look bad type of thing. Like I feel like they don't like the way that Harry and Meghan are going about it. It's not that they mind what they're saying. They don't like the way they're going about it, but I feel like a lot of things are still on shaky ground between them and other family members, but they are looking to manifest positive results, and they will, Harry and Meghan, despite the loss of the family, seeing them all the time. And they are at a crossroads, and they want to work hard to produce results to a new beginning. I mean, they really do want to do that, whether people agree with them or not, or don't like what they say or like what they say. They will produce the results they're looking for. They will see positive results from what they're doing. So, your comments, you guys are free to say what you'd like, within reason. My beliefs don't fully follow it to the letter, but most of my beliefs align with libertarian beliefs, including freedom of choice in all things. So I do believe in freedom of speech, but because this is a personal channel, I do filter some of the comments because it's my choice. I'm not the government, but you guys can say what you like within reason. Whatever, what you guys said now is fine. You can disagree. So the Queen of Pentacles, which I feel like is Kate, she still feels very supportive of William, and she wants to reach out and show him that, it's okay. I still support you as my brother-in-law. We'll always be close. But I feel like there's some level of something being held back and not accepting some kind of ending and new beginning regarding this, and using a lot of caution with this communication. So she supports him, but it's like she feels the estrangement as well, but out of all of them, she probably supports him the most. There was the least conflict with her when he decided to split from the family. I feel that she sided with her husband because it's her husband. You should do that with your spouse, or if you're in a long-term relationship, you should be siding with your partner. But I feel like she wants to, in her heart, support him, but she feels estranged at the same time. It's a conflict that I keep reading. It's like this upset energy because of what happened with him and William. But she knows he had to move forward, and she knows that it took a lot of courage to have to do that, even though she's not totally happy about the fact that, they don't have a family relationship as much anymore. It's very conflicted feeling. I read a lot of conflict and mixed emotions regarding all of them, but, Diana is there in spirit supporting all of it. And I feel like their main advice is to listen to their intuition for the two of them as a couple. Harry and Meghan, listen to your intuition. Don't listen to what others say, listen to what you would like to do. And again, whether or not we personally agree with this, or you do or don't agree, that's their advice for their selves personally, spiritually, from a spiritual level, not from an ego level. And remember, ego level gets angry and says, why did they do that? And ego level also on their part says, I don't understand why these people aren't paying as much attention to me. Ego is all about me, and why did they, and why did I, and how come I don't get this, you know? So from a spiritual perspective, they're being asked to listen to themselves first and foremost. And they have felt like a little bit out of balance with things lately, and things haven't come full circle as much as they had hoped or planned, but they're getting there slowly. And we still have this underlying conflict with William, of course, because of the change. He wants to uphold tradition to an extent. And I think he's still a bit irritated that the foundation was knocked off from the family, from the two of them leaving. I mean, again, there's still irritation with him and an underlying conflict with the brother. So overall, to read the situation, they're finding their center. They're finding their inner, where they want to go, what they see as their vision, whether we agree with it or you agree with it or not, or whatever, they're finding their vision, they're finding their center and what direction they desire to go on. And they're trying to mold that right now. They're using this time to mold that. So Justin Bieber had some allegations that he sexually assaulted some girls, and he said that he was with Selena at the time and that didn't happen. So let's just see, is there truth to that? Okay, so I see lovers reversed. I see needing to release a fantasy, feeling like you were trapped and making a foolish decision, but having courage to move forward towards the new phase of your life. This is a very sensitive topic, so I am not going to go into it too much. But what I am intuitively reading from this is, allegedly, this is not fact. These are card readings. I shouldn't have to say this. This goes without saying. People who say, how can you prove that? Well, it's a card reading. I can't prove it, and it's not fact. So if you want to watch card readings, you have to understand that when you watch it. But what I'm reading from the situation is that he might have done something stupid where the lines were very blurred, and it's not that he actually did that, but somebody else might have perceived. The perception with his relationship with somebody was off. Somebody in his past, and they had different ideas of what the relationship was. I'll leave it at that. According to the cards, not fact. He is trying to look forward to his future and solidify his marriage, but he feels like these things are coming up, and it's being very difficult for him as the male Pisces. They want to have children, but it hasn't happened yet. I mean, they're both young. Maybe they're just planning it for later. I would think they both have one if they want fairly quickly. I mean, I'm assuming, but they're both fairly young. Things can happen when you're younger, though. But I think they want kids in the next couple of years, him and his wife. Let's see what happened with Selena and Demi, because there's reports that came out saying why they broke up as friends, you know, because Demi had an addiction issue or struggles with addiction. Demi Lovato, I keep calling her Demi like Demi Moore because Demi Moore pronounces it different, but Demi says Demi. Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez, what exactly happened between the two of them? Okay, so King of Pentacles reversed. Hierophant reversed. Three of Wands reversed. Queen of Pentacles reversed. Nine of Pentacles. So something with the fulfillment of the two of them as friends was held back from them moving forward as friends because there was a guy associated with this that had a tumultuous relationship with one or both of them that came in between the two of them being friends. So I feel like somebody was obsessed with their relationship or too immersed in their relationship. And because of that, it strained their friendship and what they had in the past, Six of Cups. And there may be a new beginning for them in the future. So I see actually a possible new beginning and stability with the two of them recognizing each other once again and becoming friends again. despite being on shaky ground and going on a new beginning. The two of them being friends again. See, Two of Cups, hope, after a time of uncertainty, Hanged Man. So I think with enough hard work on both of their parts and an effort to like contact each other and talk again, because friendship requires effort too, just like relationships do. I think actually they're going to become friends again. So they had like a friend breakup and they're going to get back together again. And for those of you who are not millennials or younger, millennials is, well, I'm an old millennial, but millennial age range is usually up to, I think it's up to 39 years old. So it's like people who are 25 to 39, and then anything below that to early adolescence up to early 20s is Generation Z. So if you're not Generation Z or a millennial, unless you have children that like Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez, you might not know who they are. They're pop singers. So Selena sings like, I love you like a love song, baby. You know that song? And Demi Lovato sings like Cool for the Summer. Those are some songs by them. I listen to some of their stuff sometimes. But their generation is, I think they're both young millennials. One of them might be on the border of Z, but they're bordering Generation Z, young millennials. And they're pop singers like Justin Bieber is. So that's who they are. Both brunette, both half Latina. So the news reports are true that they're not friends anymore. They couldn't persevere, like they couldn't get it together. And I think it was a guy that came between them. I don't think it's that they like the same guy. It's just somebody was so involved with their relationship. It's like the other one was like, okay, fine, you know? And so they weren't on calm waters anymore. But I think eventually they're going to get back together as friends, but they've been held back because both of them have been overburdened. You know, one girl, Selena, it's with her health. Demi, it's with the addiction. So, you know, but they haven't let go of each other as friends. I think they will get back together as friends. And I think actually that's both of their intention, wishing. So both of them have wanted that for a long time. And they're going to just have to put the energy required in to have that come true. So I think they both think about each other and they're both like energetically connected. Because we always talk about relationships, and that's like a popular thing to talk about and people ask questions about when they do tarot readings and stuff like that. But we forget that our friendships are just as important, if not more important, than relationships. It's not that your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend and girlfriend or boyfriend and boyfriend are not important. It's that the friendships are more guaranteed a lot of times, where it's not as up and down as passionate love can be. And there is an energetic cord attached to your friends as well. Not as strong as when you're sexually active with somebody like your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend, but there is still a cord attached, and there is still a soul family that you have. And when a member of your soul family is no longer with you, it doesn't mean you forget about each other. You stop thinking about each other. So I think that's the case with these two, actually. I think they actually were very, very close, so much so that they still think about each other, and eventually they'll become friends again. And as far as the Justin Bieber stuff, that's a very sensitive topic. I prefer not to go too much into detail with that, but I got some emails asking about that, so I wanted to touch on it. But again, I don't ever see him getting back together with Selena. For anybody who keeps writing these comments on the other older videos, when's he getting back together with Selena? He's not. Okay? And they're not meant to get back together. I think these two, they're either karmic partners or twin flames. They had a very tumultuous relationship. It was very up and down, very back and forth. And the two of them had a lot of conflict, and they were meant to learn and grow from that, which is very much like karmic or twin flames are like that. And it was very passionate and intense, but they're not meant to stay together. Soulmates are the ones that it's like friends, it's easy, it's loving. It's not really a lot of sparky passion, but it is sexually compatible, you know, but it's more easy. It's easier, not more easy. Pardon my English. And that's okay. And I think she has a soulmate for her that's better suited. And whether or not people like Haley or not, I do think Haley is one of his soulmates, but I think Selena was more of his karmic partner or twin flame. It's very intense. It doesn't mean it's not an important relationship. It's very important, but it's not the same thing. And then twin flame can be the most intense relationship a person has ever had in their life, but intensity doesn't always mean long lasting. So, but yeah, I think he had some gray area with some girl in the past who thought something was different than what it was, and there was a miscommunication with what happened, and so now we have these allegations that have come out. So I'm going to look at the comments, and then I'm going to sign off. And again, if you're joining this now and you ordered a reading, Sarah or Luann, or the ones I have done tonight, I am going to finish it by tonight when I promised. Public readings are much easier for me to do. I skim through them real quick, like 10 to 20 minutes, because it's about famous people. But when somebody's paying me for a service, I take it very seriously. I put 100% into it, and I like to set aside a time slot for it that I plan ahead of time. So this is why I may do a public reading the same day your thing is due, and your thing will be sent to you later in the day because of that. I set aside time for it. It's a lot more involved paying attention to specific people's readings. And it should be if you're paying for a service. So I'm just going to look at the comments and then sign off. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Lisa. Thank you, Kelly. That's really sweet of you to say. Eccentricity. The ego of Meghan. Yes, but coming in and changing what's in the bloodline and duties, I think, is terrible. I understand being overwhelmed, but she did not know who she was marrying. Would you ever do a reading on Dr. Meghan on YouTube and the beauty community? Sure, Kelly, I'll look into that. I'm not really sure about that stuff, but I will look into it. Pamela, stop blaming Meghan. Harry is a grown man with his own family, and he made the best decision. They should have acknowledged Britain's colonialism. Well, it's good that you guys are disagreeing respectfully. I appreciate that. And again, as somebody who lines up mostly with libertarian ideals, I do believe in freedom of speech, but on personal channels that people own, they have every right to monitor it how they want. I just don't believe the government should be telling us and incarcerating people for saying things. I mean, not to be crude, but even if a man called me the C word, I don't think he should go to jail for it. That's what I believe, right? But if on my personal channel, people started saying crazy things that are insulting to others, I have every right to kick them off because it's a personal channel, right? That's the difference. Because I had somebody on the channel a long time ago say to me, well, you believe in freedom of speech. It's like, yeah, but I'm not the government. I believe the government shouldn't get you in trouble for it. So I like that you guys are being respectful. That's nice. You can disagree. Kelly, I'm beyond a millennial. You're close though, Kelly. You're close too, because millennial cuts off, I think, at 39. It's right at 39. People who right now are 39, because of course, as every year everybody gets older, the ages of each generation gets older. But millennials right now are in their 30s and mid to late 20s. You're very close. I'm on the border of X. I'm like almost into X, but I'm not in it. That's probably why I have a lot of friends who are above what I am, like in terms of generation. Not that it really even matters, but it matters in the sense of like pop culture, I guess, and stuff like that. But spiritual things and stuff like that, and psychology, it doesn't really matter. Let me just see. Ryan, hi. I have ordered astro charts readings for me. I found it extremely helpful. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Jen, I know your name says Ryan. He is a grown man, and I understand putting your wife first, but this is not an extraordinary family. If it was, I say yes, but makes you happy. Agree to disagree. Eccentricity. I love you too, Alicia. Thank you for coming. Hi, Melina. Oh, sunflowers are so pretty. That makes me want to get a bunch of them. That's like one of my favorite flowers to decorate with. I actually really like pink, purple, and red, but I like to look at sunflowers for some reason. Kelly Palmer. That's about the same age difference with me and my best friend too. It doesn't really matter, honestly. And I think it only matters when it's like, and even then it's fine, but it becomes like more of a maternal relationship when somebody actually is my mother's age, like older, which isn't bad at all. I have a friend who is actually my mother's age, but then it becomes more of a maternal relationship. But if once you're past the age of 30, I feel like everybody, as far as age and friends and even dating goes, actually, once you're past the age of 30, you're all pretty much grown. You know what I mean? People, their brains stop developing psychologically at 25, and especially once you hit 30. I really felt a lot different once I was around 29 personally, like, and not much different. From now, since 29, I haven't been much different as a person. I think it really doesn't matter, like chronological age, as far as like people relating to each other. Once you're past 25 and especially past 28, it doesn't matter. I think there's actually, I should do a video about this. I always say I'm going to do videos about stuff, but as far as age and people relating to one another, there's actually an astrological period you go in starting at 28 years old, and it ends in the mid 40s, I think. So we actually, according to astrology, start a new time frame that's not based on human year decades, and it starts at the late 20s and ends in mid 40s or late 40s, and then you go into a new, I have to look it up. It's in a book I read by Z Budapest. She's a witch from Hungary, and she practices like spiritual, you know, shamanistic, like things with goddess energies and stuff like that. Like if you know about like the Eastern European stories about Vasilisa, like the little talking doll and things like that, and like the witch who has the talking doll, like those folk stories and stuff. She's into that kind of thing, and her heritage with Eastern Europe. So I've learned about that stuff from one of her books, Z Budapest, if you guys want to look her up. She writes good books, and it's about, she talks about the astrological time periods we go through. Kelly Palmer, my husband is 3 years younger as well. Yes, I actually, well, when I did shortly get married, my husband was 3 years younger than me too. But I dated older as well. It really doesn't matter. It's whatever people are comfortable with past a certain age. Yeah, you should look her up. Some of her stuff I find a little confusing, but other stuff I like. And I think she's on YouTube. There's videos of her talking on YouTube. But yeah, actually, at some point, I want to do a video about the ages of signs. So I'm going to talk about the signs starting with Aries and ending with Aquarius, then Pisces, because it goes in that order, and how the sign ages based on soul levels through the time it goes through the young soul of Aries and ends at the old soul of Pisces. And how, to me, archetypally, each sign has a different age of a human life if you were to compare it to a human life. Not that everybody who's in Aries acts like a 7-year-old, but there is like a spirit of that within Aries, just like Pisces, there's a spirit of like a 90-year-old. So I'm probably going to do that. That's something I've been meaning to do a video about astrology. Kelly, my first husband was 3 years older. He doesn't like my husband, who I have been married to 10 plus years, is 6 years younger than him. That figures. They're the only ones allowed to date younger, right? Yeah, some of them think that, but that's not true. So yeah, Anna, my husband was 13 years younger, but I felt it was meant to be, even though he's gone now. I'm sorry to hear he's gone. It doesn't matter. There's always an exception to everything. And it's what type of relationship you want too. I've said this before. I'm going to do more private videos about this, probably inspired by some YouTubers I watch. If people want a 50-50 relationship or they want a providing traditional relationship, whether or not they have kids, it really just depends on the people and what they want. And age can have a factor in that, I guess, but not even in that, not all the time. That's just personal preference, what type of relationship somebody wants. But I might do a video about that, recommending the YouTubers that I've watched before for any women who are single who might appreciate that, because I think that it gives valuable information maybe to women nowadays who are dating who don't like the paradigm that they're in, that there's another paradigm you can date in, and it doesn't have to be what everybody else is doing. I'm sorry, Anna. Yeah, well, I mean, it's still a loss of some kind when that happens as well. It doesn't have to be somebody passing. It's still a loss. I understand that. Oh, well, that's good, Kelly. You guys probably became better friends after a while. The friendship probably became solidified longer. That's probably over time, I would think, what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna get off of here. If you guys have any, I wish you did more lives on different topics in the evenings. Love interaction with you, eccentricity. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do more. I've been kind of stressed because I've been doing quite a lot of services lately for people, like more than usual. I also do like a call line with a different name I can't provide on here, but I do it because it's against their legal requirements. I do a call line thing as well. Um, so I've been busier, but I am going to try to do more. I also may be in a different location where there will be scenery I can show you guys next week or the end of next week. So that'll be exciting because I'm going to show you where I'm going to be. It'll be a surprise. I don't want to say yet because honestly, I'm very impulsive and I might change at the last minute which place I want to go to. So this is why I'm not telling anybody exactly where I'm going to be next week. It'll be to try to live there. So I'll try it out for a few months and see if I like it. And then if I don't, come back to where I'm staying now. But you guys will see. Hi, Luann. Thank you for joining. I mentioned you and Sarah earlier in the video. I'm doing readings for you by tonight. I have slots saved for your second reading tonight, Luann. I set it aside because it takes more energy to do those. I just want you to know it will be sent to you at the time I said. I have the first half done, and I'm going to do the second half tonight of what you ordered. I just want you to know that. And I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of your evening or day. And again, thank you for coming, and I appreciate all of you. Alicia Torres, looking forward to your oracle cards. Yeah, I remember that. I haven't mentioned any of that because it's just, oh my gosh. I need to do that still, and I am sorry about that I haven't done that yet. I will. I was packing my things because I'm going to leave somewhere, possibly not, like I said, come back next week. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, wait, I have to pack those because when I do eventually print them, I need them. Yes, I still have those cards I designed, Alicia, and I'm going to fix a few of them and eventually print them, yes. So when I do, I will tell you. And again, I appreciate all you guys, and I will talk to you later, and have a good rest of your day, okay? All right, bye-bye.